You ever look at the front page of RetroStudio and notice a lot of the games used mid-2015? We've all thought about that at least once by now, right? It's just another quirk of RetroStudio's user base. But why is that? Well, that's what I want to answer today, so let's get right into it. Now, if we want to look at the more practical aspects of mid-2015, one reason people use it would have to be its most complex time period. You ever build an older time period and notice a lot of the features like building textures, dynamic lighting, more complex parts, and particle emitters are locked behind newer years? This is to make sure the place you made is authentic to the time it's meant to be from. If you don't want to have features locked, the choice is obvious. Go with mid-2015. It grants you everything RetroStudio's studio has to offer, including things that are only available in mid-2015. In short, mid-2015 is the full RetroStudio experience. But if it were just this reason alone, I don't think mid-2015 would be as used as it is. I mean, sure, you get every tool available, but even going back to mid-2013, the default option, mind you, grants access to most features, including dynamic lighting, which is what makes some games look as good as they do. So really, you don't need to use mid-2015. None of its strengths are unique to it. So then, what's the point in using it? Well, to find that out, we need to dive into the mind of the average RetroStudio player. Most players probably don't care about the specifics, and just want what's easiest to understand and use, which mid-2015 gives them. To understand it, it needs to be familiar, and since it's the closest thing to new Roblox, aka what we are familiar with, it resonates with others easier. Let's put a pin on that, being the closest to new Roblox. So hear me out for a second. RetroStudio, like all Roblox games, attracts mostly kids and young adults. And what have most younger players grown up with? The newer years of Roblox. I can vouch for this myself as I've been playing Roblox for almost 10 years. Back then when RetroStudio's release, you'd think of 2010 or the late 2000s, but no, I joined in 2016. Most of the people who are actually nostalgic for the old days back in the late 2010s when old Roblox revivals were becoming popular have moved on, leaving the newer players to yearn for their nostalgia. And that nostalgia is most clearly reflected in mid-2015. The cross-worlds and work-at pizza places of yesteryear have been replaced with horrific housing and ragdoll engine. Not to say those older games don't have a place in RetroStudio, just that they aren't top priority anymore. This is all well and good, however it'd be disingenuous to act like nostalgia is the only reason for mid-2015's extreme prevalence. The game is called RetroStudio, after all. Part of the fun is making games and fostering a community without having to be a scripting master. This community gets flack for not being authentic to old Roblox and how it uses mid-2015 to demake new Roblox games. It's easy to remake Battlegrounds games, or round-based games, or generally anything on the front page, and mid-2015 is great for replicating the new Roblox engine and keeping with the modern times for authenticity of these new Roblox games. It'd be pretty weird if, for example, Forsaken Z was using pre-2013 lighting for a supposedly modern game. I can get behind people using RetroStudio to spread their wings and make games instead of just reliving the past. These three reasons sum up why mid-2015 is used. So with that out of the way, I also want to shine some light on time periods in general and how I personally would like them to be used. When choosing a time period for a game, the most obvious spot would be to consider the context of when it would take place. And I don't just mean this in very simple terms, like if you're recreating a game from a certain time period, you obviously want to match it up with that same time period. Or if you're making a game from a certain genre that was popular in a certain time frame, you choose a period that aligns with it. What I mean is, when you're making your own project, consider what factors are influencing it and implement your year from there. Like, for example, if I wanted to make a zombie shooter influenced by the Half-Life games, I'd probably choose 2009 to 2011, as that is when Roblox zombie games were very popular, and also when using Half-Life textures was extremely common in Roblox games. The complexity of your game is another factor as well. If we're in a tight map that uses lighting to its advantage, or uses more intricate building, go right ahead with using mid-2013 or higher. But if we're going to spam stud textures and basic building, it wouldn't hurt to try using 2009 or 2010. I guess what I'm saying is I like variety in time periods. The large pool of eras provides a lot of opportunities for restricting yourself and working within your own boundaries. Like the Retro Elevator by RetroStudio. It uses early 2014 to mimic, well, elevator games, and its use of GUI materials is accurate to the era. Pick a Side also uses GUI and the like to be very authentic to the area it's from. Cool Killer, The Last Inception, is very good at replicating the 2013 aesthetic as well, and etc. In summary, while I understand the many reasons mid-2015 is used, it wouldn't hurt to see more variety and experimentation with RetroStudio's many eras. Now then, what do you think about this? Comment your thoughts down below! So, yeah. See you next time we delve into the Spiral Zone.